Howdy! In this mini lecture we will discuss the regions of the ocean and coastal and marine ecosystems. The student learning objectives of this mini lecture are: describe the characteristics of the different regions of the ocean, and describe the main types of marine and coastal environments and how each is impacted by human activities. There are distinct zones or regions of the ocean, and some ocean regions support more life than others. The photic zone is the well-lit top 33 feet of the ocean that supports high primary productivity. Warm, shallow waters of continental shelves are the most productive and support the highest biodiversity. Continental shelves are the underwater edges of continents. Continental shelves extend underwater from the coastline to a drop-off point called the shelf slope break. At this break, the continental slope angles steeply downward towards the deep ocean. The pelagic zone consists of habitats and ecosystems occurring between the ocean's surface and floor. Essentially, the pelagic zone is open ocean. It includes all marine waters beyond the intertidal zone, from the surface of the ocean to the very bottom of the ocean. The benthic zone consists of the habitats and ecosystems occurring on the ocean floor. You might recall that there is also a zone called benthic at the bottom of a freshwater body as well. Animals in deep water must tolerate high pressure and complete darkness. They have very interesting adaptations that allow them to live in this extreme environment. For example, the anglerfish is a well-known bottom dweller. This fish is even featured in the movie Finding Nemo. The image on this slide also delineates the aphotic zone. This is a zone where the water is too deep to allow light to penetrate it. The bulk of the ocean is in the aphotic zone. Marine organisms that live in the aphotic zone are adapted to tolerate incredibly high pressure and complete darkness. Have you seen Finding Nemo? The fish that Marlin and Dory encounter in the vast depths of the ocean is an anglerfish, which is known to live in the aphotic zone. Fish and other organisms that live down there scavenge for food, are predators like the anglerfish, or obtain their nutrition from relationships they have with mutualistic bacteria. While the open ocean comprises the vast majority of marine systems, it is not the only type of marine system. Estuaries are water bodies where rivers flow into the ocean and is where fresh water mixes with salt water. As with most transitional ecosystems, estuaries are biologically productive ecosystems. Shallow water nurtures plants that provide critical habitat for shorebirds and shellfish. Estuaries are affected by coastal development, pollution, habitat alteration, and overfishing. Coastal ecosystems, such as estuaries, bear the brunt of human impact because 2 out of every 3 people live within 100 miles of the ocean. Salt marshes, also known as coastal wetlands, occur along coasts in temperate latitudes. Salt marshes consist of salt-tolerant grasses and generally do not support tall woody vegetation. This marine ecosystem functions like a freshwater wetland in that it filters pollution. Additionally, high primary productivity provides critical habitat for birds, commercial fish, and shellfish species. Salt marshes also stabilize shorelines and protect inland areas from storm surges. One of the reasons Hurricane Katrina caused so much damage was because many of the coastal wetlands of Louisiana have been drained and filled for commercial, residential, or industrial development. Mangrove forests are another marine ecosystem comprised of salt-tolerant trees that have unique roots which curve up for oxygen and down for structural support. You can see the unique root system in this photo. These forests are found on sandy coasts in tropical and subtropical latitudes. Mangrove forests provide habitat for fish, shellfish, and birds. Protect coastlines from storms, filter pollutants, stabilize soils, protect coral reefs, and provide food, medicine, tools, and wood. Additionally, climate researchers recently determined that of all the forest types, mangrove forests capture the most atmospheric carbon dioxide. Sadly, though, 50% of mangroves have been destroyed for resorts or shrimp farms. Another marine environment that was mentioned briefly earlier is the intertidal or littoral zone. This zone is an ecosystem that stretches along rocky shorelines between the lowest and highest reaches of the tides, where the ocean meets the land. This zone provides habitat for a diversity of organisms. The upper intertidal zone is higher on the shoreline where areas are exposed to more oxygen. Intertidal organisms spend part of their time submerged in water and part of their time exposed to sun and wind. This is great biodiversity along rocky shorelines because environmental conditions change dramatically as tides come in and go out. Tides are the periodic rising and falling of the ocean's height caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and sun. Kelp forests are another type of marine environment. Kelp is large brown algae that grows on the floor of continental shelves. Kelp can grow to 200 feet tall. An extensive area with tall kelp is known as a kelp forest. Kelp forests provide shelter and food for organisms, absorb wave energy, and protect shorelines from erosion. Kelp is also a food source for people in Asian cultures and is used as a thickener in cosmetics, paints, paper, soaps, and some food products. Coral reefs are the last marine environment we will discuss. Coral are actually tiny organisms. Coral are related to jellyfish and use tentacles to catch food. They derive nourishment from symbiotic algae called zooxanthellae that live on them. The zooxanthellae are what give coral their characteristic bright color. A coral reef is a mass of calcium carbonate composed of the skeletons of millions of tiny invertebrate corals found in subtropical or tropical near-shore shallow waters. The map here illustrates where coral reefs are located around the world. Coral reefs have ecological and economic benefits. They protect shorelines by absorbing waves, they provide diverse habitats because they have complex physical structures, and they have staggering biodiversity. Coral reefs are also valuable ecotourism destinations that bring a great deal of money for coastal communities. Unfortunately, though, coral reefs are experiencing alarming declines. Nutrient pollution promotes algal growth and this smothers corals. Coral bleaching is also a threat to coral reefs. Coral bleaching is when zooxanthellae die or leave corals, depriving them of nutrition. Coral bleaching is attributed to warmer water from climate change, pollution, and eutrophication. That concludes this mini lecture on the regions of the ocean and coastal and marine ecosystems. Please review the weekly outline and complete the activities for this week per the schedule set forth in the outline. Thanks and gig 'em!